And as a thank you to all my viewers and subscribers, Massdamper is now offering a 10% discount. If you want to get cool shirts like this one, or other mini four-wheel drive swag like stickers for your car, or stickers for your toolboxes, you can get them from massdamper.jp. Don't forget to use the discount code ZenBluster on checkout. There are also links in the video description down below, and check them out. They actually have some pretty neat stuff. Thank you again, and now on with the show. Hey guys, it's Jan, also known as ZenBluster, and today we're taking a look at the HG 19mm tapered aluminum ball race rollers, the ringless type. And as you can see, these are the ones that are beveled on the edges so that it can keep you tracked into the track, I guess. But yeah, so as you can see, it's an entirely new part, meant to be mounted on the underside of whatever FRP, or like even just, I guess, base car like that, like a slight upgrade like that. But yeah, I mean, we're gonna go find out if it helps out a little bit. But we're not, I mean, I don't have a track with me, so that we can't really simulate like a normal wall of the 3-lane track, or maybe even the 5-lane. I don't have anything with me, so I've already sold all my track, but we're going to at least try it on the dimension checker to see if at least slides off of it. So all right, let's go ahead and clean this up. Let's see at least how it spins, and then we're gonna go mount it on my MA car, which as you guys know, I don't really have a rear underguard on it, and I guess we can put that on. You know, that should help the car a little bit more. Okay, so real quick, it looks like there's a pretty hefty amount of aluminum in the top, on the top side of the roller, and then on the underside there's a lot of recess. Basically, I think it was designed to also take some cap screws as well, so we're gonna go check that later after we've cleaned the rollers. And yeah, it actually looks pretty well machined, pretty well designed too. So let's go and clean these, and then we'll find out if they are awesome. Okay, let's take a look at what's going on. It looks like it might need some sort of break-in. It feels a little tight around the bearing. Let's see if we could show you. That's 3 seconds. Yeah. So, okay, so it's a little bit slow, but I think after braking it might improve to maybe like 8 seconds or something like that. So, or maybe if we need to reinsert the bearings, but for now we're not going to do that. We might need to do that in a future video. Let's check the other one as well. So, well, this is actually a little bit harder to pick up. Okay, let's see. All right. 3 seconds. 3, 3.5. Okay, so yeah, it does seem like you need to do a little bit of braking on these ones. Okay, but that's not too bad, because I mean, bearings are bearings. They're not really going to, they're not going to be as fast as the other ones. Yeah, like I said earlier, we may need to insert and reinsert the AO 520 that's actually in the hub right now, and then do that, because right now it seems like the fit is a little bit tight on the actual hub. It's I think it might be cramping on the AO 520 that's in there. So, but for now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go mount it on my MA car just to see what it's like. So when you mount it on your car, you might need to worry about the clearance of your bottom rollers. If there's anything underneath it that it might catch on, and you might need to remove it, but from what it looks like for me, it looks like it might be okay. So I think mine should just slap in with no issue. And we're gonna go find out, because the only thing that I'm worried about is if it actually covers the cap screw. It looks like it's designed to cover the cap screw because of how deep the recess is, basically how deep it is in there. So we'll go find out. Let's take this apart and then mount it. Okay, so let's take a quick look over here. So this is the side. Let's take a look at it. Okay, so there's a little bit still protruding from the underside of the roller, and I actually have a trick that I'm going to show you guys real quick. I don't know if you guys have known this for a while or not. If you have a cap screw, you don't actually need to put the roller spacer on the underside, right? So like this, right? You can see how it's a lot more flush to the bearing. We're going to put the spacer on the top side so that we could actually bury that screw head to minimize the chances of it catching. Where's my lock nut? Okay, so real quick, spacer over here and no spacer underneath, and as you can see, it still spins the same way as it did when we were testing it on that. So yeah, so that's a little trick that can help minimize the amount of weight by reducing it by removing just one spacer, and then it also lifts up your stabilizer or your screw mount basically a little bit higher, and that hides the screw right here as well. So let's go ahead and mount it on the car. Okay, so since we removed a spacer from underneath, right, we moved a spacer from underneath, we're going to put a spring washer on this side to help offset the height that it gives you on the top side a little bit more, so that the spacers and washers are still going to fit normally on the other side. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Alright, so there you go. That's what it looks like after you've mounted it, and as you can see, the screw head is gone right there. So it does what it's supposed to do. It does hide the screw head for this type of setup. So I don't really have a track wall with me that we could test it on, but we at least have some. We have my dimension checker, and that can help simulate the amount of wall that we have. Alright, so let's see if I could simulate it a little bit more effectively. Okay, that's a pretty quick recovery. There you go. It looks like it's recovering quite well, actually. That's pretty nice. Okay, let's put some other stuff in here. Let's put some weight. There you go. So the so this doesn't shift out of place. There you go. I like that. Yeah, it looks like it's working well. If I had, because it is exposed, my screw head does catch every once in a while, and I've noticed that, particularly on my MA. And yeah, I think I'm going to switch over the other side too and do the same thing on the other side. But before we do that, there's one thing that you need to consider if you're going to be using this type of roller on your setup, and that is the weight. So we're gonna go and get my Tanita scale. Alright, so this might be one of the biggest changes that will actually happen on your car once you switch over to the what do you call it, the tapered aluminum ball race rollers. This thing has a lot of weight, and we're gonna go compare it now. And It's going to be a bit of an unfair comparison because the 5-spoke is really light, so we're going to do it anyway just so that you could see what a normal plastic ring roller is going to weigh compared against the tapered roller. Right there. Okay, so that's 0.86 grams right here. It stops at that. And 1.68 grams. So you're nearly doubling the weight of the setup of the what do you call it, when you switch two rollers over. So I mean, honestly, just to prevent yourself from actually catching on the track, because for me on MA it does happen a decent amount of times, especially on a bad bounce. So this can actually help you recover quite a bit. And as you can see, my build does not have the underguard in the rear, and putting this in is actually, I won't need to put an underguard in the back anymore. And if you did before, because you were using the plastic rings on the underside, and you switch to this, that should help you, and that should allow you to remove your underguard. Depending on your setup, not all setups are going to be the same. So yeah, honestly, if you're worried about catching on the walls of the track, I would switch, and I will do that on all of my tuned class cars. And yes, and if that's what you're trying to do, then definitely try the tapered aluminum ball race rollers, guys. So there you have it, guys. This has been my unboxing and slight testing of the tapered aluminum ball race rollers. If you'd like to see more videos like this, please like, subscribe, and share. And thanks for watching. Go race.